Hello and welcome to Weaving the Magic. This is a pick a card reading about your life's journey, the purpose, the path, the challenges on it, and the tools that you have to be successful along your path. You can pick your selection from these cards here. We've got the first card is with this crystal, selenite crystal. The second card is with this K2 crystal. The third is with the pyrite crystal, and the fourth is with this lovely spiral that my husband created for me. You can pick your card based on intuition. Sometimes I actually put my hand over the phone screen or I close my eye and see which pile sticks out to me. You can choose how you want to do that, but pick based on your feeling state, not based on your visual eyesight. Or pick based on your visual eyesight. Who am I to tell you which way to go? What kind of authority you have, because we're all different. I'm going to pause here, allow you to come back in after your choice. The timestamps will be in the description box. When I come back, I'll jump into pile one. Okay, pile one, you chose this lovely green card, which I will get to in a minute, but I'm going to first pull some tarot cards to reveal your purpose in this lifetime. Large scale, grand scheme purpose. Don't crawl under the table, bud. Don't crawl under the table. There must be a message in here for you about not going under a table. King of Swords. Life purpose. Okay, and one more just came. Four of Swords in reverse. Ooh, okay. There's a lot here about moving forward through indecision, really gaining clarity, coming clearly out of a resting period. So, wow, I really, really enjoy this energy a lot, actually. Turn this. Okay. It's like slowly, spiritually, softly, everything has to be this passive, feminine. No, it doesn't. Great, take the time, reflect, pause, rest, all that stuff. However, you are meant to speak, teach, be clear, be directive. You're meant to direct, you're meant to guide, you're meant to show, you're meant to provide clarity, you're meant to speak from atop this mountain. You're meant to embrace your inner kingdom of wisdom. This is very similar to the Emperor energy that I'm feeling here, but it's not in charge of all of that. It's really like it's a bird, so it's got the freedom. It's got the freedom to fly and travel and go where it will, so that it can gain wisdom to then share with others. But it does have this responsibility of speaking. So you're here to teach. You're here to speak. You're here to provide clarity, and I believe to speak to freedom. Maybe you're an activist. Maybe you don't know it yet. Maybe you're here to liberate the feminine. Maybe you're here to stand up for the feminine energy. And I don't mean stand up for females. I mean to stand up for the feminine energy that, yes, we should have time and the safety to rest and relax and follow a spiritual path and enjoy life and take things slow. Maybe this is taking a stand against apathy. This is taking a stand against remaining where you belong. Remaining where you are because of a false belief that it's where you belong, when where you really belong is to be free. So the life purpose here, your life purpose, has much to do with speaking clarity, speaking healing, speaking release, rest. It's about a balancing of the energies of when we need to take action and when we can use our words to create that best action. So what's a challenge? What's the biggest challenge? facing pile one here and following this life purpose. What's the biggest challenge that you're facing going up against this? And not up against this life purpose, but any purpose in life is going to require the process of either alchemizing or growing or fortifying or something. There's always a challenge in some way, shape, or form. And here's the challenge: Ten of Swords. Okay. So this is like fighting against your own brain that's saying, like, you've got to be a busy little bee. You've got to be productive. You've got to be in the masculine. You can't rest. You can't take a rest. You can't relax. You can't allow the flow. You can't let the universe. Why does this keep looking like a swing to me? It looks like she's on a swing, but that the swing's going nowhere. I can't go with the flow. I've got to be a busy little worker bee. And if I don't do it, like I want to click my little ruby red heels and go home, but I can't. And you can. That's what your purpose is. Your purpose is to overcome this mental busy bee energy that like pours you out of the rose. Wow, it tips you out of the sweet, fragrant scent of home. It's like to break free of the mentality of being the busy worker bee and all of this busyness and this stuff that has to be accomplished and this action that has to be taken, and embracing how to like come back into, yes, it is great to receive, to hold yourself, to be at home with yourself, and to relax. Look how soft the hands are in this pose here. It's just like gentle holding self. This is like closing your eyes to everything else. So the challenge is overcoming that mental energy that says you've got to keep going, you've got to keep acting, you've got to keep moving. Because on this planet, we need collectively to see more positive examples of success through rest. We need to see more positive examples and people speaking to the power of being in right relationship with both the feminine receptive, allowing the flow of life, regardless of whatever phase that's in, to move instead of constantly forcing action. Because life is not in action and it's not always rest, but it's listening to the cycles and the seasons and the patterns that inform when it is time for rest and when it is time for action, clarity, decisiveness, making a move, cutting away the crap, or whatever the case is. So your life path and your challenge inherent is to sort through the mental busyness and learn to tune into the more natural rhythms of allowing yourself rest, because that's what will give you the clarity of how you can best stand up for that. What's the best tool you've got for success? Tune into color. Wield color like a rainbow mancer. Notice color and rally their power to create electric art, vivifying spaces, and bolster your magical aims. Note how different shades and hues sing to you, and make note of these musings in your grimoire. Plunge into the realm of the rainbow, and explore life in full color. Okay, so if you're an artist, take this in whatever medium, form, whatever. And I shouldn't have even prefaced that with if you're an artist. If you've already recognized yourself as an artist, then great. Delve into your comfortable or uncomfortable mediums to explore and tap into color. If you're not yet comfortable with yourself as an artist, try just leaning into your wardrobe. When you get dressed in the morning, ask like what color is most soothing, inviting, empowering, energizing, whatever energy that you want that day. What do you want to feel like that day? Do you want to feel powerful? Wear something that makes you feel powerful, whether it's red or black or even a dark navy blue. Do you want to feel regal, royal, spiritual, soft? Any and all of those things powerfully. How about dark violets and lavenders and things like that, depending on the exact shade or hue? Like lean into the color of your wardrobe. Maybe paint some walls in your house. Maybe bring in some new throw pillows. This is all talking about embracing color all around you, taking notice, rallying that color into your life to embody you with something else. So I'm really getting a lot with the purple here. And purple can be, to me, there's certain shades of purple that I don't like at all because they're too depressing and or even like comical. And maybe that's the point for me. Okay, I hear you. I need to lighten up and take myself a little more lightly, have some more fun. So that's my note of purple is coming in there. But this shade specifically of purple reminds me of the softness of reading Rumi poetry, of allowing yourself to sink into the awe. But it doesn't have to be purple for you. It could be like embracing the yellow of this bee, the solar plexus chakra, this personal power to stand up, explode outward like the sun does. Could be the very real power color of red, make you feel like your passionate heart is beating towards something. So this is like use color to override your brain pattern tendency to think about all the pressure and the stress and the needing to act. Use color to remind you that, oh no, I want to embrace this. Orange, creativity. Get a bunch of orange throw pillows or some orange pictures, put orange streamers, do anything in the world. Put some orange streaks of finger paint on your bathroom mirror, anything. Put a magnet on your fridge with an orange piece of construction paper. Bring color into your world in some way, shape, or form to help you embody which side of the spectrum. Do you want warm, action taking masculine tones, or do you want cool, soothing, resting feminine tones, or do you want dark, intense, creative feminine tones, or do you want bright, light, barely there, masculine undertones of support? I mean, it's up to you how you want to see it, but there's much in the way of taking very real stock in the symbolism of color and integrating it into your world. I do have my Dreaming Color deck here. So is there a specific color that wants to come out, color scheme, message, wisdom that wants to be shared in addition to the tool of incorporating color so that you can be successful on your life path? Speaking to clarity, which side you're embracing. This is so interesting. Family. Okay, so this is honoring the very different shades of color that exist within your family, whether this is your actual like outside of you family dynamics, your spouse, your partner, significant other, your children, your parents, siblings, whatever it is, or this could be internal family systems as well. If you're familiar with that, parts work, stuff like that, maybe there's a color assigned to your inner protector and or your inner child or your personal mothering self or your personal fathering self. So this is maybe assigning them a color so that when you see those colors coming up around you in real life, in this matrix life, you can see those colors and feel them as support. All of these little bursts of yellow that kind of look like sunflowers but much softer, this very much feels like children in the cosmos reminding you to play and be curious and not let it all weigh so heavily. Like a rainbow comes and it's bold and it's real and it's vibrant and it's vivid and you can't take your eyes off it, and then it's gone. So there's a nod to like all things being temporary and in flow, and allowing those colors to blend together and each have their own special meaning, to be what they are. To be what they are. Okay. I'm feeling a down tune in the energy of this reading, and I'm feeling like that's all that's left. That's it. There's nothing left to be said. And I feel like maybe the last thing to be said is this. If you've picked this pile, when you click out of this reading, I have just a small exercise. Close your eyes and imagine breathing in this color. If you feel safe to do so, if you feel called to do it, or maybe the clarity of this sky. Start with a refreshing, get my energy off and away from you, get everyone else's energy off and away from you by breathing in this aquamarine color. Breathe it in, inhale it, see it move through your body, clearing every other color out, bringing you back just to the clarity of the sky. And then ask for whatever color is meant to rejuvenate you next. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments if you did that practice, if something else came up to you, if any of this is relevant, helpful, any and all of those things. I'm going to be moving on to pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, if you chose pile 2, this is your reading. This card here is going to be the tool for success, but first I'm going to shuffle and pull some tarot cards regarding your life path and the challenges inherent. So first, Spirit, a couple cards for pile 2, 1 or 2. On your life path, what are you meant to do in this world? What is the energy you're meant to be? What are you meant to embody, experience, evoke, alchemize? What's meant for pile 2? Thank you. The Hanged Man. Is there anything else that wants to come out with this? One more on the floor. Interesting. 5 of Cups. Okay. So the Hanged Man is all about gaining a new perspective. It's about putting yourself in a position to step away from this net of stuff that just you get caught up in, other people's crap, emotions, expectations, disappointment. Your life path is very much about gaining a new perspective on what most people would consider to be disappointment or loss or losing out or failure even. This is a puffer fish. And this is like a deflated puffer fish that looks pretty sad. So this is like about not being as big as you are or like anticipated or wanted yourself to be. So this is like gaining a new perspective on like what a life path even is supposed to be. It's not about accomplishing something. It's about how you feel and perceive your life. It's about how you're experiencing the journey while it's happening. It's not about some, achieved thing at the end of it. It's about how you're feeling yourself to be. Are you all puffed up and protective and defensive, or are you like just flowing along with the tide knowing you're safe? Are you all caught up again in the web of other people's crap, or are you actually aware of what's there, trying to fulfill you, showing you that it's there, ready to give you something good? The bat is a nocturnal creature, so this very much is talking about seeing in the dark. It's seeing past the illusions that a lot of people would otherwise get caught up on, being able to go into the shadow, go into the darkness, go into the past, go into things, the subconscious, things that other people maybe can't see, to get to the other side. Change. 5 is about change. Elliot, thank you. It's about a change of the emotions. It's changing the way you feel about your perspective, or maybe about the other people's perspective on you. But this feels like a very self-focused life path. I mean, the Hanged Man is a major arcana card that is all about perspective. And really, there's no power for us to have when we're focused on the outside world or other people. The power is here. See the light glowing behind his head? The power is in our focus, in our perspective, in our mentality. I love how this looks like he's cool. He's hanging out. He's chilling. It's like almost ready to dance. Almost like I got this. I'm just biding time, until I get my like. It's funny. It's funny, this character. Let me see. I want to get another card for what is the challenge? What's the biggest challenge for you with this life path?
Hi, baby. Hi, my baby. You're having so much fun with that, huh?
Oops. Okay. Two cards came out for your place of challenge. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. If you felt called to pile one, also take a look at that because part of this energy loops back into that. But if not, don't worry about it. So, in the place of challenge is the Four of Swords and the Magician. This is not taking rest. This is like refusal to pause. And the Magician is like the feeling of you need to do everything. You need to orchestrate it all. You need to hold it all. And you need to do so with pure intention. So there's like a lot here about judging yourself, especially with the Hanged Man and this being like the bat and the nocturnal and all of that stuff. It's like judging your shadow, judging your like inability or how much you can even handle, right? Like judging how much you think you're capable of and assessing yourself as less than capable. This feels like in derogatory energy laziness. So it's like you keep pushing yourself to change something, or maybe like you keep doing shadow work, you keep trying to figure out what's hurting you, you keep trying to figure out what's making you miserable, you keep trying to change this perspective, but you're pushing yourself so hard, you're like trying to hold it all. And sometimes this is also about like divine timing for me. This is like if we don't heed the call to rest, usually the universe will kick in a tower moment and make us rest. It'll take something away from us. It'll impact our energy. It'll impact our physical self or whatever it is to make us remember to take a rest, to put it all down, that we don't have to hold it all. We don't have to. Even if we do have the tools and the resources and the whatever, it's not always about forging forward. Sometimes it's just about being where we're at and holding ourselves and being able to appreciate it instead of forcing ourselves into something new. We don't need to force alchemy. We don't need to force understanding. We can't force those things. We can't force wisdom. Things will unfold as they will. So, yes, shadow work and understanding yourself at deeper subconscious levels, in an effort and an attempt and a real progressive, radical way to love yourself in the world by changing despair into hope, by changing loss into opportunity, by changing sadness from an emotion we want to avoid into something that's like a beautiful informant of our current perspective. That's all part of your life. But however, you don't need to force it. Take it easy on yourself. Don't forge forward when it's not necessary. Because as much as we each are the individual magicians in our own life, there is a more all encompassing, omnipresent energy that is actually in charge of weaving it all together. And we can't see everything, even no matter how much we alter and raise and widen our perspective and our gaze, we won't ever be able to see it all from our human form. So it's like, let it go. Like every once in a while, take a break, let go your tools, and just let the universe work its magic for you. And the art card, a tool for your success, awaken the art witch. Wow, I love this. Step up into your precious power and claim your creative magic with deliberate urgency. Ooh, liberate yourself from unhelpful stories and fear of your abilities right now. Devise a ritual to acknowledge and grow your power. Perform this ritual often to ignite your scintillating truth. Create your destiny. Sorry, had to maneuver a baby on the boob here. Okay. Wow. All right. So, sincerely, I would love it if I were the one receiving this card in this reading. I would grab whatever talismans, tools, like I use cards and I use astrology for divination and things like that. Um, So I would maybe find one of these things symbolically to hold in my hand while I called my power into those items. But not to only have my power housed in them, but for them to symbolically remind me that I'm the channel, that I'm the one, that I can imbue these talismans with power. Please don't push on me. Deliberate urgency. Claim your creative magic. Liberate yourself from unhelpful stories and fear of your abilities right now. Okay, so like here's the affirmation. Scrap that ritual. Here's the affirmation that I'm going to speak out. And if it's comfortable and it fits with you, then great. I'm comfortable moving through the darkness every time that spirit takes me there. Spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call it. I'm comfortable moving through the darkness of my own emotions and perspectives every time that spirit takes me there. But when spirit hasn't taken me there, it's time for me to rest so that I can be ready to create in partnership the next time spirit takes me there. I embrace the darkness when it's necessary. I embrace a shift in perspective when spirit calls out for it and shows me through my emotions. And when I'm not being called to action, to transmute, to alchemize, to change that perspective, I'm resting, I'm appreciating, I'm being soft with myself. I know that's how I get my charge. It's like rechargeable batteries in a flashlight. I need to rest in order to have the battery power ready when spirit takes me back into the darkness again. I don't want to exhaust all of my battery power because I never know when source is going to call on me to move forward. So I'm not going to exhaust myself before that happens. I'm going to be ready. Is there anything else that wants to come out for pile 2? You might have one more tarot card here. This is a very interesting pile. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, nothing else needs to be said. That's enough clarity. The Wheel of Fortune is time is going to happen as it does. Time, you cannot force time. You can't rush patterns changing. You can participate. You can be aware. You can observe and you can appreciate where nature is in its cycle. But you can't force the next season to come before it's ready. It'll happen when it does. That white tiger represents vision, like beyond vision. So you can ask through divination, you can ask for clarity in the darkness. You can ask for a heads up, but that information will only come through in moments of rest. You have to not be so hyper focused on clearing the shadow that you can actually see the light when it's coming through as well. That's going to be it for this reading for pile 2. I really am curious if you have another ritual that you come up with pertaining to awakening the art witch within you, stepping into your power in that way. Like, share it, please. I'm always open to more suggestions. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for the like, subscription, thumbs up, sharing my video, all that jazz. And I will see you in the next reading. I'm moving on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3, you chose the Pirate with this beautiful blue card here. I'm going to first shuffle some tarot cards to get some information regarding your life path, your purpose in life, what you're here to experience, what you're here to maneuver, alchemize, feel, do, be. Okay. Oh, interesting. The Death card and Ten of Pentacles. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. You know what? I'm going to pull the challenge card as well. What's the biggest challenge for this life path? Because this is big energy, and I want to see what the challenge is so that I can accurately reflect to you what this life path is, because this is big stuff. We've had some pretty big things coming out in this reading today, and I love it. Knight of Swords is the challenge. Ooh. Okay. So this is, wow, this is like there's been many lifetimes energy, and this time your soul was like, I'm gonna do what I set out to do this time. There is no question about it. It is happening. There is a completion energy here. There is an absolute transformation here. Wow, I love it. Okay, so the death card doesn't mean that your life path is to come here and die. The death card is to put an end to things that need to end. And to bring in, to be a harbinger of something new, of creating the new cycle. There's so much. Oh my gosh, I really love the imagery in this card. This color is everything right now in this reading. It's everything. This is like embracing the grit of what it really takes to actually put something to death, right? You have to be so passionate or cold, calculating, and disconnected. But this is passion. This is passion with purpose. Like, I'm here to do business because it matters so much to me. Because this 10 of Pentacles card is about a happy ending. This is like, I want what I want. I want what I deserve. I want what I've been building for lifetimes. I want a legacy of happiness and fulfillment. I want wide open skies. I want opportunities. I want relaxation. I want pride, accomplishment. I want joy. I want reciprocal relationship, protection, love, inspiration, playfulness, joy, companionship. I want all of it. And enough of being told that it's not possible, that it's not realistic, that this world is a scary, dark, barren place where we have to fight and scrap and scrape for everything that we want. It's bullshit. And I'm here to kill it. I'm here to put an end to it. And that's what the challenge is. The challenge is carrying that message without letting it harden you. Look at this whole thing. A white horse represents freedom. It's the freedom to speak, Knight of Swords. It's the freedom to speak your way to freedom. It's the freedom to use your words clearly and concisely, but the challenge is being soft and colorful in a way where you're not, in an attempt to push away the things that would harm you, becoming cold and hard so that all of your speech is actually just attracting more cold, hard, nasty things for you to cut away, right? It's holding both. It's holding both death and life in your hands. It's the ability to softly say, fuck off with your bullshit. But if you figure out a way to find the real you underneath the bullshit that's parading as you, I'll be here ready to love you if and when that happens. But if and when it never does, I'll be over here on my white horse of freedom. Basically, I love you and myself so much that I'm not willing to pretend that it's all this dark, miserable death crap garbage. I'm like leaving all of this and going into clarity. This is having the audacity to dream about your freedom in live color. In live color. Like, really having the audacity to imagine what this whole scenario playing out looks like. What is the pinnacle of my achievement? What does the pinnacle of my dreams coming true look like? When I get on my white horse to ride away to freedom and softness and rainbows of exuberance and joy, what does it look like over there? I'm not even going to do too much more with this reading. This is intense energy. And if you picked this pile, you already knew what you needed to hear, but you didn't have the intensity that needed to come through. Because now I want to cry. Now I really want to cry and just fall on the ground and open up my hands and say, okay, I'm ready. Show me how to be this because I want this and I've already been this and I'm ready to integrate more of this. So, how? What's the tool you've got for success? Celebrate spills. I'm gonna cry. Celebrate spills. Celebrate the mess that you make. of, killing some things so that other things can be born. Hey, you don't need to cry over spilled milk. The path of the creative mage is speckled with splotches and spills. What appears to be a misstep or mess may in fact be a happy accident. These mishaps often occur at the edge of genius. Drips and do-overs are the badges of a creative bravery. Transform mistakes into masterpieces. Celebrate spills and embrace spontaneity. All right, so this reminds me of how I often do art with my menstrual blood because it's making something beautiful out of the loss. And maybe that's not your exact thing. And if that isn't your exact thing and you have anything less than something kind to say about that, then don't bother commenting because I will delete it. This channel is not an appropriate outlet for your whatever. So if that resonates with you, excellent. If it doesn't, it's not about that specifically. That's what it brings about to me, especially with all the coloration in here. So again, this is about the ability to transform. And oftentimes when we're embodying all of this energy, like I'm done settling for less than what my dreams are and I'm going for it, and I might have to cut some things out of the way. Sometimes we will speak less than kindly, or push buttons, or make mistakes in our relationships, in our life. We're going to make a mess of things as we're chopping and rebirthing and doing all these things. We're going to make mistakes. But oftentimes, especially when we're in this process, if we're in the real energy of like going after our dreams and we're willing to sacrifice things, Spirit's going to reveal to us those people that maybe were meant to leave that we didn't even see because of the mistake that pushes them away, or the happy accident basically. Don't be afraid of making a mess. Celebrate the spills. Celebrate the way that life and death express themselves, because this is an outpouring of more than what you were expected. A spill is like, ooh, I meant to put this much, but this much actually came out. Celebrate the spills and allow the universe to spill even more goodness into you, that Ten of Pentacles card, than you were even expecting. Celebrate the spills. Like, I love how her, dress and all this fabric flowing off looks like a spill. It's like this beautiful, expressive energy. So celebrate the expression. Celebrate the fullness of expression. And keep following your life path towards removing anything that keeps you from feeling this energy, imagining this energy, speaking clarity and freedom into this energy. Anything that's trying to cramp this style, allow it to be dissolved, spill it out of you. Is there anything else that wants to come out for this pile? Shuffling slightly one-handed here. Sleeping baby on me. I'm halfway sleeping. Easing to sleep. Sorry if that's really loud. Five of Pentacles. Don't get hung up in the halfway there energy, or the like, I don't have it yet energy. That's a mental energy that's part of the challenge. This Five of Pentacles of like feeling like you have less than what you need, or feeling like left out, or like you have something other than what it is you want. When that comes in, that's part of the practice of embodying the challenge. It's giving you an opportunity to say to your brain, okay, yeah, I know I don't have that yet, but let's keep imagining what it'll be like when we do. We don't need to concern ourselves and get preoccupied and hung up on the details of what is right now. Like, we get it. Okay, acknowledged. Yep, present moment acknowledged. I'm not lying to myself saying like I'm rich and fancy when I'm not. But I am going to say it's okay for me to disregard what's happening in this exact moment right now. in lieu of imagining into a better feeling situation. I'm placing my attention there so that I can alchemize it, because death is so much about feeling, and we can either resist death and be stuck where we are, or we can embrace death and move into a newness. So it's your horse. Where do you want to take it? I'd love to hear your feedback, your comments, anything in the comment section. Please do like and share the video, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I appreciate any and all, participation in the video, feedback, reminding me or giving me, the clarity that this is getting somewhere for someone, that this is helpful. Because I got to tell you, it's helpful for me. So whether or not it's helpful for anyone else, I don't care. I'm going to continue sharing videos, because the more I read, the more I share, the more I speak, the more I hear myself in this energy, the more I'm walking my path. So thank you for tuning into this video to get a little glimpse on yours. And again, feel free to share your experience in the comments. I'm going to move on to the final pile 4. Okay, welcome. If you chose pile 4 with that swirly little beautiful thing that my husband made for me, this is your pile. I'm going to leave that card there for a couple minutes. I'm going to first pull some tarot cards regarding your life path. So the life path that you're on, what you're meant to do, experience, feel. 2 cards are just jumping out. Interesting. Okay, so Justice and the Knight of Cups are your life path. And I'm going to pull the card of your biggest challenge on this path so I can get some clarity with where we're going here. Already, this feels a lot to me like following your heart and not just letting it be like a carrot on a string, something dangling in front of you. It's like actually having the real payoff of what your heart desires. Temperance and 7 of Cups. Okay. And your challenge is patience and choices. Temptation. Okay. Your life path is remaining true to your integrity despite whatever temptations are dangled in front of your heart. Remaining true to your integrity despite whatever temptations are dangling in front of your heart. I feel like this is going to be really cut and dry, this exact card, because all of this is like, I mean, it's pretty black and white. It's pretty black and white. Although you're faced with choices all the time, which are going to ask you for clarity. And if you're stuck in the feelings of those choices, then it's going to take you longer to get to the actual justice. Ooh. Let's sit with this for a second here. Your heart wants some real healing. You really want to trust that the world is good. You really want to open up your heart. You really want to take your heart off this hook. You really want to put the crown back on and like put it in its rightful place and stop weighing and measuring against yourself and other people. This is about asking for help. The challenge is about asking for help and making the right decision. It's not about asking other people. These are all solitary figures. It's not about asking other people. It's about asking your guides, asking your angels, asking this something that's higher than both your thoughts and your feelings. And it's really about learning to trust yourself and trust your heart, but your heart's been hijacked. I'm going to jump right into this tool for success already because I want to weave this back in. So, desire, what plucks and sounds the strings of your secret self? What gives your heart a genuinely succulent thrill? Hint, authentic desires are free of shoulds. Desires are seeds of creation. Conjure art to clarify or embody your most dynamic and fulfilling desires. Give interests and longings permission to bloom and perfume your ambitions. Take the logic and the guilt and the shoulds and the consideration of other people out of your choice making. This is about justice for your heart, not for other people. This isn't about collective energy. This is about you. The dog is loyalty. The dog is man's best friend. Are you being your best friend? That's what this lifetime is about. It's about healing yourself. This green is like the blossoming of the heart chakra. And otherwise, this very black and white figure with these golden scales of justice, which leads me to like Ma'at of the Kemetic traditions, weighing the heart against a feather, and like, are you pure? If your heart is outside of your chest and you're always like chasing after it, trying to like bring it back in, how do you know what's even in there? So there's a very real I even want to go one deeper on this. How do you listen? Because here I feel and see a lot of confusion about like, how do I even listen to my heart? So what I might even pull from a totally all right, well,
Hi, little sweetness boy. Hi. Oh, look at you, you beautiful little face sticking out your little tongue, you cutie.
oh yeah, how do we even listen? Okay, we got cards jumping all over the place here. I'm going to take all of these because they all fell out. So this is Ace of Swords, King of Wands, Six of Cups. All right, so, okay. To me, your younger self knew, your child self knew, you knew already. You've known all along. But you have to go back to your childhood to figure it out or to remember. The King of Wands, the sunflower down here, the Leo energy, the lion, the Six of Cups, the nostalgia of childhood, the remembering when I was a little one. This, like, there's so much love among elephants. And then this hummingbird, that very rapid, quick movement, high altitude survival, acorns, the seeds of something great. You need to go back to your childhood and the purity of your child self before your heart was ripped out of your chest, before it was taken away from you or put on a string or dangled in front of you. Maybe you used to be able to communicate with angels or spirit or the other worlds, and you forgot how to follow your intuition. You forgot how to hear and feel it in your heart. But your child self knows. So this is definitely some inner child work. You've got some inner child exploration to do so that you can hear from your child self, what does it feel like to have justice for your heart? What would it feel like to have someone speak to you in a loving way? And can you do that for yourself? Like, can you become the person that creates justice in the world by carrying yourself with compassion, speaking to yourself and others with compassion? You're meant to speak healing into the world, to bring justice into the world, to bring good feelings into the world, and it starts with you. You're not meant to heal other people inherently. You balance the energy in yourself. And by way of your vibration, by way of your being, by way of your presence, you carry that message to other people and inspire other people to set out, plant a seed, and walk their path. And it feels heavy. It feels heaviest when you get stuck in considering other people. There is a threat in being a martyr, right? That we may never even accomplish or feel what we want for our lives, or the other people may not even take from our example, because martyr energy isn't attractive. It's detractive, it's subtractive, it's taking yourself out of the picture. It's not a healthy energy for you, pile four. You don't need to be a martyr. You don't need to be stuck in the mental energy of weighing and measuring anyone else. What you do need to consider is this: your child self, your innocent self, the purity of what's in your heart and your personal power. And how you can step into that is by really allowing yourself to feel into what would make you feel fulfilled. What did your child self want to be when they grew up? What did they want to be feeling? What did they want to be doing? How did they want to be experiencing life before other people told them what that was supposed to look like? I can't answer that question for you. That's going to be different for every one of you. So I really feel like that's the end of this pile and this information. You know, I will say the only suit that's not on the board in this reading is the Pentacles. So if you don't know where to start on that inner child work, if you really have nowhere to go with that, just go outside and sit in the grass, the dirt, the mud, the wherever. If you've got like woods or, you know, a natural, beautiful place where you can actually be alone with nature itself, that's great. If you don't have that and you can be in a park where you can hear the wind or feel the ground beneath you, but just get outside. Just get outside and get on the ground. And allow that real connection in your root chakra, like all of this